So coronabolics continues here in the UK. You know, there's three big questions we have to ask. We were told stay home, save lives, protect the NHS. And I guess the big question we should all be asking is, why are we wanting to save the NHS? At the peak of COVID infections here in the UK, 41% of acute care beds were empty. Hospitals were empty, many wards were shut, and yet nobody said anything. Nurses were tick-tocking, but the medical profession stayed quiet about the fact that actually they had very little to do. Number two, of course, our NHS lacked proper kit and equipment. It didn't have the stuff it needed. There are 421 plus procurement managers inside the NHS paid over £40,000 a year each to do exactly that, to procure stuff the NHS might need, and yet they didn't. And of course we went on to build monstrous Great Nightingale hospitals, the one in London with 4,000 beds, whichever only took, I think, 50 patients, turned some away, and yet was closed down and is now a white elephant in the room. And you may say, it's a great thing, Katie. Hospitals were empty. What is it? You want everyone to die? No. But if hospitals were empty, why were elderly people with COVID or presumed COVID returned to care homes where 4 in 10 of those who've died from COVID have come from? They've come from care homes because they were tossed away from hospitals. You may say, isn't it great the Nightingale hospitals are empty? Well, no, because cancer and cardiac patients have also missed all of their treatment for this period, and that list is unlikely to ever recover. We were told to save the NHS. My question to you is, why do we want to save something that failed us all so spectacularly? I believe COVID will prove to be the greatest hoax in human history, not the virus itself, but our reaction to it. And our NHS has failed us every step of the way.